Something really interesting happens towards the end of the year. When I'm working with people in my mentoring or in my coaching, I see them start to feel pressured. I see the pressure start to rise, the stress start to rise, and the anxiety start to rise. And the reason for this is because we see that time running out. We see the days ticking down towards the end of the year, and so we often feel like we've got to fill that time. Do as much as we possibly can now, before the year ends and the new one begins. But that's actually one of the most dangerous things you can do. If you want to make 2026 one of the best years ever and achieve the things that you want to achieve, you're going to have to do something different now at the end of 2025. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today in this video. My name is Damien, and these are my videos about how I'm redesigning my life, how I'm going from the life that I was living to the life that I always wanted to live. And I'm using the techniques and the tips and the tricks that I've developed over 20 years of helping brands and executives all around the world to transform themselves and their businesses. I'm now using these to help people transform their lives. So I hope you're enjoying these videos and that you're getting something out of them. And if you are, leave a like and a subscribe down below, and I'll be sure to get back to your comments when you ask me questions. But right now, let's get on with today's video. Look, I get it. I understand. Time is ticking. The year is about to end. And for anyone out there who feels like maybe they haven't achieved enough, there's a sort of renewed pressure to do as much as you possibly can before the year ends. But that's really dangerous, and you need to catch yourself if you start to think that way. Because the year ends in the calendar term, yeah, of course, but it continues to go on. There's nothing wrong with going into January and continuing the work that you're doing today. But for some reason, people have this sort of real big red circle around the end of December in their calendar. It's almost like everything will end and it's a complete restart. And that's not the case at all. So you cram all these extra things into this last month. You add new projects, you open new things, you feel like you've got to do much more work. And you start all these things, but what actually happens is that you're setting yourself up with this energy, this strange, frantic, anxious energy, and then you carry that through into the new year. So by the time you get to March or April, you're starting to feel exhausted, and all of those resolutions and those things that you want to achieve are starting to slip away, and already you feel like the next year is a failure, when it's not. So if you want to start new in the new year, and look, I understand the appeal of marking a change and trying to set a new direction and start a new chapter. And of course, I work with a lot of people who want to make a change, and that change of year, the break as we go on Christmas holidays and we take our time with our family, that break can be a good sort of separator to help you to start. And if that's the case and you're actually looking to do that, why don't you view these next couple of weeks before the end of the year as a warm-up towards that? And one of the key things I get my mentees and the people that I'm working with in a coaching capacity to do is to start focusing on slowing down and closing off all of the projects that you've been focused on so far. Start to go through what you've achieved this year, celebrate those wins, and then start to look at the things that you've yet to finish and see which ones can be put aside, see which ones can be dismissed, so that you start to feel a sense of satisfaction. So you start to feel a sense of completion. You're looking towards the future now with a clean slate, with these fresh eyes that can start to do new things and re-enter your life in new ways and actually tackle the challenges that are going to lead to real transformation and growth. Because if you're stuck on these projects that are sort of half finished because you only sort of half started them because you felt like you needed to do something, then you're going to just have to deal with those at some point. Your brain's going to not want to let go, that your brain's going to want to complete that work. And that's just going to hold you back from getting to where you really want to get to. So it's really counterintuitive to be forcing yourself to do as much as possible before the end of the year. Yeah, there might be times where you have to take breaks, and yeah, we all go on holidays and we take time away from work, and that's fine. But start to wind back, start to pull back, and actually slow down and start to close things off. Remember, transformation happens when you refuse to carry forward those old patterns. You can't transform for 2026 if you're still holding on to things from this year. And although you might not realize it, I promise you, if you don't close off what you're doing now, you will be holding on to it in the new year. So the best thing you can possibly do to have a really great 2026 is to start to close off what you're doing and what you've done in 2025. Go through it, draw a line under it, and finish it, and be comfortable with the fact that you've learned. There's a great quote that I often cite. You either win or you learn. So if stuff's unfinished, that's fine. Just finish it, close it off, leave it. Learn from it. And take those lessons into the new year. Let those lessons guide you on your next steps on this journey to redesign your life. I promise you, if you do this, you're giving yourself the best chance to take more positive steps forward in the new year. Thanks for your time today. I hope you've got something really interesting out of this video. And if you did, please leave a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next video.